What's up, everybody? Jason Garman here tonight, and I am excited because it's go time, baby. It is go time. We have people already installing across the country. It's a lot of fun to see these people growing their business. It's people are closing jobs. It's their first year. They never installed Christmas lights before, but yet they're selling jobs, and that's what I'm talking about. Are you ready for go time? Because that's what I want to talk about tonight. And I'm trying to get this posted up into my group here so that way you all can see it in different places. But again, I'm excited. It's going to be a great night. I love doing this. I love helping people. I love seeing people take action. I've had calls and I hear people have closed $100,000. I've heard people close $15,000, 20,000, 50,000, and it's exciting to see the people that come and take action. If you take action, it is crazy what can happen. It ain't got to be perfect. You just got to go out there and take action and believe in yourself and do the things that you need to do to grow this business. And with that, that's what I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about the excitement, and I want to hear some of your wins. I want to get excited with you. What are some of your wins? Put them down in the comments now. And if you're watching the replay of this, put them down in the comments then, because I want to hear what your goals and what your wins have been, and that's what I want to hear, because that is exciting to hear you guys and your wins for you. So I have had a heck of an awesome weekend. I went and actually installed 2 permanent light jobs this week. We got another one to do tomorrow. And so we will have done a total of 3 this week of permanent lights. We ended up doing about $10,000 in one day. We did 2 jobs in one day. I did 1 job with 1 helper, and DJ did another job with his helper. Of course, I got mine done in about 4 hours. It took him a lot longer than that, but it's DJ, and what do we expect if you've known me talk about DJ? And yes, I love DJ, and I love to give him a hard time. I'm surprised he's not on here hollering at me for something, but it was a great day to get 2 of them. It did take us a long time because with him being a little bit slow, it made us, we worked till about 9 o'clock that night to get them done. But in all fairness, we didn't get started till about 11. It was about an hour drive up, and it's up by Kings Island. If you know where this place, if you know where Cincinnati is, some of you may know where Kings Island is. It's a large theme park that is on the northeast side of Cincinnati, and it is where all the money is up in that area. The money's been up there for a long time because that's where we did a lot of our work when I was growing my own Christmas light business. And so with that, with us doing that job, I got some pictures and videos and I showed you some, and it was a great weekend. I had some stuff with my daughter. We did a horse show, and so that was fun. I got to meet one of my local guys here that's a landscaper, and has 28 crew members on his landscape company. And so you just never know who you might meet. Talking about that, I want to give the book of the week is a different book. I started reading this book about 2 weeks ago, and this book is probably one of the best books that I have read on networking. And I feel like as much as AI is coming around, I think that networking is going to become more and more important, because you will be able to build anything with AI. You will be able to build whatever you want with AI. You can make videos that you have to look to make sure that it is fake, like it is AI, like they are that good. And so I think that as this time comes, I think that networking is going to be more important. And so that's why I want to give you this book. And this book is called Never Eat Alone. Never Eat Alone. And I feel like this book is an amazing book for networking, for building your business, because I believe that as the AI comes more and more, I think that this is what's going to set you apart from everyone else. Because if you're not using it, AI, you're going to find out that I don't care how long you've been in business, but you're going to have competitors come up and beat you in the end. You're going to see, I believe, you're going to see a change of reviews, because now you'll be able to manipulate them a little bit easier through AI. I believe that you will be able to, change things. But what I'm excited about is networking. You know, I was talking to one of my guys that I know a lot, and he was telling me, he's like, some of my biggest jobs didn't come off Facebook ads, didn't come off of yard signs. It came off of networking. And so I know personally that we would do anywhere from about 150 to $200,000 a year in commercial work, and that was through networking. I know Benjamin has done $1.8 million last year in pressure washing, and a lot of that has come through networking. Yes, a lot of it had come through LinkedIn, but a lot of it has come from LinkedIn and then networking with those people, and then getting more and more from the referrals of that one person. And so that's why, if you have not read this book, which I doubt a lot of people have read this book, but again, it's called Never Eat Alone. And I don't know if I'll be able to bring it up here or not. I will try, so that way you can see what this book looks like. And I may even try to put the link in here so you all can be able to get it easier. Never Eat Alone book. And so again, it kind of looks like a boring book, but I promise you it is a great book. I didn't want that one. So again, Never Eat Alone is the book that I want to show you. Let's try that again. Um, Well, I don't know why it's not working, but if you didn't know, I actually built my new Christmas light site, and it is up and running. All my links are pretty much going there. Some of them still may go. And while I'm here, I might as well show you christmaslights.io. You can come here. It has a little chat bot over here. If you hit the button here, it will ding my phone, and I will, if you wait, I will answer your questions for you right here where the chat bot is, down here in the bottom corner. You can see the website. If you see anything that needs changed or fixed, or anything that I can do better with it, let me know, and I might send you something, a lump of coal or something. But again, that is what we can do here. So this is the book that I wanted to show you, is Never Eat Alone. Again, it is a great book. I highly, highly, highly recommend this book to you. I think it will be a great book for you. So again, if you want this book, I would say come get it, and I will get you a link for it, and I'll put it in here if you want the link. That way you all have that also. But awesome book for sure. I highly recommend that book 100%. All right. So let's talk about you all. Carrie put, let's go. That is awesome, Mr. Carrie. Thanks for all the information. After 2 years of doing my own lights and kicking around the ideals of doing it commercially, I'm pulling the trigger, going into hyperdrive to get yard signs by the end of the week. My goal first year is $120,000. Mr. Sean from Canada. Hi, folks. Hope everyone is doing great. Odin put out 80 signs, got employees fully trained, and put out very enticing bid for an HOA, looking at becoming their preferred installer in the whole neighborhood. Networking win. My 9 to 5 job slows during the holiday. My irrigation repair guy's business does too. He's going to send me leads from his clients until he slows down and then help me knock out jobs. You know, networking is very, very important. I would agree with that 100%. And so that's what I would say, networking. So let's get this show started. Are you excited? Did you know it's go time? It is go time. I have people installing $10,000, $20,000 a day right now. Now, this isn't their first year, so I don't want you to get discouraged that, oh my God, Jason, I'm not closing this much. And in fact, I will tell you that we're still early in the season. I understand some people are in go time mode, and sometimes we're just not there yet. And I want you to think about that it is going to be go time for you. But sometimes we get over and we start thinking and we start wondering, Jason, should I charge cheaper? I don't get it into my area. And, that I don't want to do that. And this is what I'm going to tell you. I love hearing people's wins. Like, I truly do honestly love hearing your wins. I love when you send me messages. It makes me excited when I hear your wins. I don't care if it's 100,000. I don't care if it's $500,000. I don't care if it's $1,000. I'm excited for you when you get your wins, because I know sometimes we don't always get our wins, but again, wins are important, that we look at what we need to do here. And so this is what I would say. There's 2 types of people right now. Did you know that? 2 different types of people. There's the waiter, that I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait and I'm going to hope. And they use words like this. They use words like hope. They use words like someday. They use words that I'm not ready. They use words like whatever their excuses, basically what were you talking about. And then we have winners. They put out signs. The signs may not look perfect, but they put them out, right? They close jobs and they've never installed a Christmas light on someone's house. They may have come to my training. They may have listened to my training. They have learned, but they've never personally went out and done it, right? And these are called winners. And I have lots of winners, and it's exciting to see people go out there and close $10, $12, $15, $20,000 right now before even really the go time go, right? And so the waiter will make excuses. And I see this a lot. Well, Jason, I'm waiting on my logo. Who cares about your freaking logo? Nobody gonna care about your logo. Just go out there and get started. Go out there and start putting up those yard signs. Go out there and just start taking action. And yes, it might be messy, but that's okay. Because what is waiting costing you? Well, how do you know you got the wrong number on your sign? Because you put out these signs and you didn't check your number. And yes, I've seen that happen before. And it's nothing fun. I know somebody that had their home phone number, and the home phone is ringing and nobody picking it up because they think it's the spammers. And so again, these are things of why we need to do it. And so what if we wait? Jason, I'm just going to wait. Well, those customers we're losing because they're going after somebody else right now. Right. And so this is what happens. And so we need to make sure that we are in the go mindset. Are you in the go mindset? Winners do things different. Winners grow their business. You know, right now I've got a guy in year 3 and he's a winner. There's nothing stopping him. Am I helping to coach him and getting to help him do better? Absolutely I am. But when I tell him to do things, he goes and does it. It might be messy, it might look ugly, but he goes and does it. And guess what happened? He's closing jobs left and right. And that's what I'm talking about. Because when you take messy action and you start just doing things, well, then you can see if it works or not. When we learn from our failures and we fail enough and we learn from our failures, that's when we grow. We learn that all that crap on that yard sign is just poop at the end of the day. And that's why people aren't calling you sometimes, because I've seen it over and over. I said this a week ago, last week. I had a guy put out 750 yard signs. And he's like, we only made $35,000 off of it. Why? And the first thing I asked was, what's on your yard sign? And he's like, man, I've got this killer website and I just put the website on there. I didn't want my phone number on there. Well, sometimes we have to learn to be able to grow. And luckily, hopefully, he learned and not put his freaking website on there as big and put this big phone number. You know, the reason why I say to keep it simple is to keep it simple, right? Big thing what you do, big phone number. Keep it simple, silly. You know, and even my phone number, I don't do the Christmassy font on my phone number because the Christmassy font on my phone number might take away my numbers and you can't see it very well. It's called keep it simple. We love to overcomplicate everything. We try to overcomplicate. You would think, as much as I preach about yard signs, you would think people wouldn't overcomplicate it. But you know what? I see yard signs all over wherever I go. And let me tell you something. People can complicate a little simple yard sign. And these bad boys are money bushes. You plant these suckers and money starts coming off of them. It's amazing how it happens. And is there Karens out there that will come pick them up right after you put them out? And the answer is yes. I actually have one of my guys today that was telling me he put them out, he turned around, and some woman is out there picking them all back up. She's going to clean up the streets. She's picking up everybody's signs, putting them in the back of her Subaru. And so it happens. So what do? We go put more yard signs out, give her some more work to do. It's what we do. So we can give her some more work to do. And so the key to winning is taking messy action. Because when we take messy action, we can learn what we're doing, right? Is it overcomplicated to put a QR sign on it? I don't know. I would say, I know some people that say they've had good luck with it. Test it. You know, the only way we find out what works is by testing. And the only way we find out by testing is testing messy. Because when we learn and we start doing and changing, that's how we can focus on generating revenue, right? Hey, this didn't work. What about this? And you know, I could have told somebody that 750 yard signs probably ain't smart, that all you did was put your website on it. They figured that out, but it took 750 yard signs to figure that out. And so how do we overcome this? And this is why we just put it out there. We test it. You know, the people that win are the people that are in my class and they're taking action as we're sitting there getting through class. You can make things pretty later. You can make things look better later. But some people want it to be perfect. And let me tell you something. It ain't never going to be perfect, because 3 months from now, you're going to find out that that's not perfect. And that's not what we want, right? I don't want you to think that it's perfect. I want you to get it, right? You got to start putting it out there. Start before you're ready. Well, Jason, I don't have my lights, and I don't have this, and I don't have my guides, and I don't have this. And we overcomplicate everything. And then we wonder why we ain't getting business. And I would tell you, go sell. You don't need lights. You don't need equipment. Go sell the jobs. Go see if you can sell jobs. And here's one I'll say, because I've been in a big argument today in the groups about this people that want to be cheap. And this is what I got to say to you. Why do you want to be cheap? Because you don't believe in yourself? You don't believe that there's people in your area that will spend $1,000, $2,000 on Christmas lights? You just need to go find 100 people that love Christmas and that are willing to pay $1,000. And you will be shocked of how many people you can find. And quit selling the bulbs. Start selling what people want. Start selling the features. Actually, don't sell the features, sell the benefits. The features don't sell you anything. You got to go sell the benefits of Christmas lights. And when you do, it's amazing. I promise you, it's amazing how this can happen. You know, I had a guy, and I'm actually seeing him where he is posted in here right now, that he was discouraged. He came from one of my classes this year, and he hadn't closed any jobs. And this is like September. And I'm like, you'll be fine. He's like, well, this person teaches at $6 a foot. And I'm like, I understand that. They also sell lights, and I understand that. I don't want you to sell at $6 a foot. I want you to sell at $8 a foot. And he listened. And you know what happened when he listened? I get awesome calls or messages from him saying that he's at $13,000. His wife just closed $2,000. And that is freaking exciting. That gets me ready for go time, because when you do the things and you put it into action, it's amazing what can happen. But if you don't believe that you're worth $8, $10, $12 a foot, then when you start out, I know people will be like, well, I'm going to try this other model at $6 a foot, like this person says, and I'm going to try that. And if that works, I will raise my prices. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you. You're still not going to close much at that price because you don't believe in yourself, and you will never raise your prices. Usually what happens is you go out of business. So if you're going to go out of business, I would rather you go out of business before you ever get started than get started and you quit a year from now because, Jason, you just don't understand. There's all this competition in my area and there's all these cheap people there. I've got a guy right now that is charging $10 to $14 a foot to $20 a foot. And guess what? One of the guys there that is a big guy is at $6 a foot. And he's complaining that all these new people are coming in my area and making the business. No, you are the freaking one that are lowballing people. That $6 a foot dude is the one that's lowballing. But Jason, I do understand because I know people in your own area that is getting $14, $20 a foot. I'm not saying you have to go that high, but I'm telling you that it works. And so don't sit there and tell me that, well, Jason, you just don't. No, I understand completely. I understand completely. You don't believe in yourself. And until you fix that, neither will your customers. If your customers only believe that you're worth $6 a foot, that's all you're ever going to believe, that you're $6 a foot. But if you believe that you're worth $8, $10 a foot, and you're confident, and you're not sitting there going, and using kill words, then that's what's going to happen. You're going to sell a lot better at the end of it. And it's amazing what happens when you start taking action and speaking and confidently, and you just flow. Because if you're not flowing and you have to think about your words and it just doesn't flow out of you, and you're not trying to help your customer, then that's my whole point. We are helping our customer bring in this amazing thing for our customer of the emotion that they're going to get when they see their grandkids see their lights for the first time. Because that is priceless. If you believe that's only worth $6 a foot, you have never had kids and you have never had grandkids. And I haven't had grandkids that I have, but I promise you that it is definitely something that is priceless at the end of the day. But Jason, nobody's got any money in my area. How many Starbucks are in your area? If you believe there ain't no money in your area, how many Starbucks do you have in your area? I want you to go one day and count how many cars go through that Starbucks every day. And then I want you to take that and average it at $10 a person. And then I want you to times that by 30 days. And you're going to tell me there ain't no money in your area? How many Mercedes or new cars that drive through that drive-through that are $50,000, $100,000 cars, but there's no money in your area? How many people in those cars are carrying a $300 purse, a $3,000 purse, a $30,000 purse, or a $3 purse from Walmart? And they all do the same thing. They carry stuff. But one person paid $3, another person pays $300, another person pays $3,000, and some people pay $30,000 because you don't believe in yourself. You know, how much does that Rolex watch cost on that dude's arm? How much does it cost for them to do their nails every couple weeks and do their hair? But yet you want to believe that there's no money in your area. And that is your first mistake, believing that you can't do this. So this is something that I want you to just think about it, right? I want you to think about it. Why do winners focus on growing their business, and why do winners just make things happen even if it's not perfect? Because it is go time for winners. You know, what should be what's your action plan for this week? Marketing. You know, I've had calls with other people and they're like, well, I need to do this and I need to do that. And I'm like, you need to go get jobs. You need to be closing jobs. You need to be doing Facebook. You need to be doing yard signs, whatever you're going to do to get business. If you want everything else to be perfect before we ever get jobs, the likelihood of you making it is going to be low because it ain't going to be perfect. Sometimes you just got to do things and make it happen. You know, should we have worker comp with our employees? Absolutely. Did it take me 2 years before I had worker comp on my employees? Absolutely. You know why? Because in Kentucky, it cost me an arm and a leg to be able to just get it. And so I moved my business to Ohio. So then it wasn't so hard to get workers comp. And so sometimes you have to do things that I didn't know that if I started my business in Kentucky, it was going to be hard to get workers' comp. I didn't know it was easier in Ohio. And I didn't know you could pay as you go in Ohio. In Kentucky, you had to pay it all up front. And when they want $10,000 to $20,000 up front, makes it a little bit difficult back then in the day to be able to hire people. And so that's why I went to Ohio, because you could pay as you go. And that was awesome. And so you sometimes you got to go, have you ordered your yard signs? Moneybushes.com. Have you posted in 5 local Facebook groups? Have you posted on your LinkedIn? Have you posted in the mom groups? Have you tried to get into the mom groups? Have you done your Google business profile post? Have you posted every day on there? Or are we still waiting? I've had people complain about me because I've been posting in my group. Yes, I post a lot in my group. I give a lot of value. Just take half the stuff that I post in my group and it will change your life. But you know what? When at the same time they sit there and complain about why I post so much, I'm going to show you why I post so much. Because me posting has helped me build out to be able to see 653,000 views of my stuff. But yet, the same people that are complaining that I post a lot are the same people that are complaining that they can't get no business and they can't get $8 a foot and they can't do this. And so this is the whole can't needs to go out the door. Because you can't do something is because you ain't doing something to make that happen. Well, Jason, I'm not ready. You better get ready, because it's going to be over before we know it. And so you can sit there and keep contemplating it, or you can go get it done. Well, Jason, is it too late to start a Christmas light business? No, it is not too late to start a Christmas light business. In fact, I've got amazing class coming up. I've got some awesome people coming to this class that's coming up this weekend. One of the people in this class will teach you some things that he's going to teach you more than I can probably teach you on some things of selling. Is it selling in the Christmas light business? No, but it's selling on a different way. And so that's exciting. I've actually got 2 people here that's going to be neat here. One person is going to teach you how to be able to hire and how to be a better leader. And then I got another guy, he's actually one of the guys in the class, and he does very well for himself. And so he's hitting 7 figures. And so if you want to be around people that hit 7 figures, then you might want to show up for this weekend. Well, Jason, I'll just start next year. No. Jeremy Main, Pink Pro Wash, I talked to him today. He came 5 years ago. We were in a crappy garage. We're actually in a nice garage. We actually have a house. We actually have the goat, and we have the pit chopper, and we have all this stuff here. We have a tree that you actually get to install on. He didn't have that. It was in this wet, old, crappy garage up in Cleveland, Ohio, and it was the last weekend of October. And I told him and Jen that when they left, that you should make anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000. And when he left, he told Jen that Jason is crazy if he thinks we're going to do $30,000 to $50,000. He ended up doing $32,000 his first year. Last year, he did $500,000. This year, they've already closed $300,000. And so it can be done. And it's amazing if you just take action. Did he have it perfect? No, it wasn't perfect. But what are you doing to get your business here, right? Maybe you need to call people. Maybe you need to call 10 places tomorrow. Maybe you need to look at what you need to be able to do to take action. Maybe you need to go get an LLC. And that's okay. You can get on the state website. You can go to the IRS.com and you can get your LLC within about an hour. And it'll cost you about $200 to $300. Very easy. If you want to order Christmas lights in a starter pack, go to christmaslights.io. I have a whole thing on starter packs. It comes with the plugs, it comes with the males, the females. But don't go crazy on that. I would much rather you buy a whole bunch of signs at moneybushes.com than sit there and buy stuff that you may not need because you can't get it out there. And so here's the thing. Are you a waiter or are you a winner? I want to hear it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Are you a waiter or are you a winner? Because if you don't believe you're a winner, you're probably not a winner. And if you don't believe you're the best in the area, you're probably not a winner. I'm just saying. Sometimes, because if you don't believe you're the best, how's your customer going to believe that you're the best? And this is something that you can stop waiting and go after the opportunities. You know, I love Alex Hormozy. And I love Alex Hormozy as most of everybody else likes Alex Hormozy. But you know what he says that a lot of people don't do? If you're not busy, you need to be spending 4 to 8 hours every day picking up the phone and calling people or whatever you're going to do for marketing. Maybe that's going door knocking, and every day you're going to go door knock for 4 to 8 hours until you're so busy that you got so much work coming out your ears, right? And so take action. Cade says winner. Winners win. And I agree 100%. You know, it is important that we take action. Stop waiting for the opportunity. Go create it. We can wait forever. I see people all the time. Well, I don't know what to do. I'll tell you what to do. Go take action. It's amazing what can happen. You know, I give you great books to go read. Have you read them? Or are you still waiting? Or are you coming up with excuses? I gave this book. I gave the book earlier today, Never Eat Alone. Never Eat Alone. If you read that book and take action, you'll make $1 million. $1 million. If you read that book and go take action, you can make $100 million off that book, to be honest. But let's just start at $1 million. It'll make you $100,000. Or you can sit there and wait and you can make excuses. And I see so many excuses that it's not even funny, right? I see excuse after excuse. In my group, when I talk about $8 a foot and all I see is these people talk about excuses. Well, you can't do it because you don't understand. Here's the thing. If you live out in the middle of nowhere, I'll give you're going to struggle at $8 a foot. You're going to struggle at $6 a foot. You might have to drive to get to an area where you need to be at. You know, I drove an hour to my area where I was at here in even Cincinnati. Because down here in Kentucky, we didn't have very many clients. All our clients were an hour away on the northeast side of Cincinnati. And so this is why I'm telling you that you need to go take action. Stop waiting. Go create your opportunity. Have you put out 1,000-yard signs? And here's what I would tell you. We're at October 12th. Yard signs, you better get them ordered because I'm telling you, it's going to take you a week or two to get them in. So that's already going to put you in November. So when you order them, make sure you order enough to get out 100 a week for November, 200 a week. And so it's going to take you, it takes time to go put out 100-yard signs. It will take you 6 to 8 hours to put out 100-yard signs. So yes, it's going to take work, but it's okay. You can do it. Christmas lights will freaking change your life. I've seen it over and over and over, and it's amazing. I love it. I love seeing Christmas lights change people's lives. I see people on this live right now that it is literally changing their life as we speak, and it's amazing. I've got a guy that believes in himself right now that when he started, his goal was $50,000. I think it was only $25,000. He ended up doing well over $100,000 his very first year. Last year, he did over $500,000. I got a guy starting right now. He's at $15,000 his very first year. His very first year, he's going to do probably $50,000. I believe he can do $50,000 to $100,000. I truly believe that he can do $50,000 to $100,000. He might even do more than that. And it's going to change his life. He has never seen that type any time in his life, and it's amazing. And he never had people in his life telling him how awesome he is, but he's an awesome guy. And every one of you in this room that's listening and taking action is awesome. And when you believe that you're awesome and you go out there and you just kill it and crush it, and that's what's so amazing. You speak positive to yourself. I'm going to speak positive to you. And when you do this, it's going to change your life. You're going to get around people that will literally change your life. If you come this weekend to christmaslife.io/IPT, I promise you, the people that I'm talking about will change your life. They will speak into you and you will listen. And yes, you will learn from me, but you will also learn from them. And I promise you, you won't hear a bunch of negative words of you can't do this and you can't do that. And a lot of times you get a lot of that from your own friends and family. But it's amazing what you can do. And it's amazing that you are an amazing person. God created you to be amazing, right? And that is what I'm talking about. And I want you to go take action. I want you to go and get what you need, right? Again, if you need something and maybe you can't afford something, send me a message. What's the worst I'm going to tell you? No. I've given stuff away for free before. And I don't say I'm going to do it to everybody. I might say you might need to buy lights, or I might say to do something like that. But I've given classes away. And you know what? I don't like giving classes away. And you know why I don't like giving classes away? Because a lot of times those people don't show up and they don't take action. And I don't want you to be one of those people. And I want you to come and take action. But sometimes it hurts a little bit. And for it to hurt a little bit, that will make you take more action. And I will promise you, you will 10x whatever you spend on this class and get here. That if you take a little bit of action, you will 10x whatever you invest in it. And the best investment you can do is invest in yourself, because that is what will help you grow your business. Yes, Friday, I teach you how to install systems. I teach you how to Christmas lights. I teach you how to charge. I teach you how to troubleshoot. We get to use the pit chopper, the goats, all the tools. But Saturday is the day that is the most important day. And that day is all about how you grow your business, how to become a better salesperson, how to become a better leader, how to get marketing. And that's the most important day. And with that, what's your all's question? Because I've been on a roll tonight. I feel like I've been on a roll anyway. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Just closed another. It's so true that I can sell to them. It's not easy, but they love lights. Thanks for the positivity, because it can be very hard dealing with them. People, but they are good people. And I'm going to hit on this because Daniel had a mindset that he couldn't sell to Indians. And it's just a different mindset that if you believe that, you will never sell to that type of person. And I don't care if it's what it might be, right? If you believe that you cannot sell to them, then you will never overcome that. And he would always tell me, I can never sell to them. I'm like, their culture is different. Like, they have a culture that they want a discount. It's just what it is. That's kind of how they're brought up. And so build that into your price or whatever you may have to do. And so, again, taking action can make things happen. All right. Steven, if you're wanting to start doing Christmas lights but don't have the funds to keep lights in stock, how would you start? Like I tell everybody to start. Go sell jobs, get your 50% deposit, go buy lights. Don't even buy the lights right away and tell them you're going to install November 1st. Don't even start installing in October. So that way you can go close $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 worth of jobs, go buy the lights, and then go install. You can even buy the equipment to go get it. And so again, you can go buy the light, you can go sell jobs, get your 50% deposit, and do not tell them that you need a 50% deposit to go buy lights. Do not do that. You tell them if you want to be on the schedule, we need a 50% deposit. But that deposit is to go buy the lights. Is it overcomplicated to put a QR code on the yard sign that takes them to my jobber lead intake form? Test it. I'm going to just say test it. Do I get a big or small pitch hopper? Is one more stable? Money bushes or UZ marketing? Money bushes. Money bushes will take you to UZ marketing. I just get affiliate for it. So it buys me a cup of coffee. I would do the 30-inch pitch hopper instead of the 24-inch pitch hopper just because I like the little bit more length. It's not so much stable. It's more so you can, as you're going along the gutter, you can walk on it longer, you can sit on it longer. So it just makes it easier that way. Referring to what you said about multiplying 30 times square foot, how much is that per linear foot? That formula worked for getting the price, but I want to bump the linear price to $8 to $10 a foot. So I just charge $8 to $10 a foot for the gutters. I don't do it by square foot. I just do it by the gutters. In my opinion, people charge cheap because they don't even know what Christmas is all about. People forget it's about the birth of our Savior. If they knew, they would run their business like Jesus lived there. Yep. They would decorate homes like Jesus lived there. Hey, do you run Facebook ads? I'm not in the Facebook. That is not, I have in the past. I'm actually doing a set right now for one of the guys that's a good friend of mine. And I taught about it last week in my membership class on my Monday night Zoom call. I actually broke it down and we talked about it quite a bit. How to set up the ads, what to do. And that video is up in there. So if you want to go learn it, you can learn how to do it there. Winners win. Come on, boys, let's get it. It's my first year. I already ordered my yard signs. Hopefully they come this week. Do you think it's a good idea to do a couple friends' houses to get practice and get my pictures for my website? And my answer is, if you have the cash, sure, but I would rather you buy I'd rather you buy 500 more yard signs than you buy more of that. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to go buy the starter packs, I have them, and they have all the males and females and everything you need. If you want to learn how to do it, you would be better off coming to the class on this weekend or next weekend. So that's where you would get the most out of it. I remember you saying about taking a deposit for the lights. How much is your class and where is it? It is only $1,000 and it is in Cincinnati, which is 15 minutes from the airport. And the hotel is not too far. If you Uber here the first day, you will probably be able to find people to ride you back and forth to the hotel. Usually we eat dinner over by the hotel, so I will be able to take you back, or somebody will be able to take you back if you need a ride, if you need to fly into Cincinnati to try to save money on it. There's a crap ton of hotels in Florence. They range from really cheap to, I don't know what normal hotel prices are. I don't think there's anything special going on, so there should be no big deal in prices. So that's kind of where that is. Where do you put yard signs without them being taken down? Everywhere. And sometimes, yes, they're going to get taken down. You put them out on Friday, so you hope that they stay out over the weekend. And they get pulled on Monday, they get pulled on Monday. It is good to go put them out in the middle of the night and put them in really hard spots to get to, so it's less likely chances of them getting taken down. Also, don't get hit, stay safe while you're putting out yard signs. Do metal roofs get any special treatment in terms of attaching clips or safely gear like pitch hopper, cougar paws? You can do cougar paws with the magnets in them. You can also don't get on a wet roof or a roof that has dew on that's metal, because it's like a huge slide and there ain't nothing going to keep you on that roof. So if that roof is wet, stay off of it. Do not get on that roof. Ladder it if you have to. You can use magnets sometimes if it is a actual metal roof, and then I would tell you to also put, you can use binder clips every so often to just kind of help keep them on there. Should off-season storage be climate controlled to keep bulbs and wire in better conditions? You could, because the heat will mess with them a little bit, but depending on where you are, like we're here and it gets up into the 90s and hundreds every so often. It doesn't get up there and stay up there. If you're in somewhere where it's hot all year long and it's 120 degrees outside, and then that unit, it's a cooking in there, you may want to do something to keep it. The cold isn't going to bother it as much as the heat's going to mess with it. So if you're in somewhere where it's really hot, you might consider it. Most people I know don't do anything about it. My friends in Texas, they just put it in the shop and it just gets hot. That's all. It's just hot there all the time. So that's kind of how that works. A 26 multi-position ladder is good to start. I like those A-frames, or those, whatever you want to call it. But personally, I like extension ladders, and it really depends on your area. A 26 might be a little shy of where you need to be at. I would either do a 28-foot or a 32-foot. I personally like the 28-foot extension ladder, so that way you can slide it up and down. You can move it pretty easy. You can maneuver it really easy. Some of those multi-point ladders, when you go to put it up as a 26-foot, it can be difficult sometimes. Sometimes it takes two people. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Thanks for all the help and free info. Thank you, Gary, for coming and watching. But again, if you want to learn about the training, I have one class coming up this weekend. I do have one that's the following weekend. This weekend I have some people at this weekend that's going to be some pretty awesome people at this class. It's going to be an amazing class. Christmaslights.io/IPT. If you don't like a lot of people, I think we're going to be probably around 10 to 15 people, which is a great class number that I can manage by myself. I'm not going to have my old buddy DJ here. but I am going to have a couple other people here that can help me teach a little bit so I don't have to talk the whole time. So that helps me out a bunch. Tips on not scratching paint on gutters when moving ladder around. Use a ladder stabilizer. So a ladder stabilizer is going to help you from falling over. It's also going to keep you safer, and it's going to keep you off the gutter. It's not so much about scratching the gutter sometimes as it is as crushing the gutter. Not that I've ever done that. That's not a good thing to do, but it is definitely something to think about. The Suno stance, Little Giant 28, is 58 pounds. Ouch. That's a lot of weight. So again, if you want to join the membership, you can go to christmaslights.io/SP, or you can go here for the online training. Yes, I have an online course, and every Monday night we do a Zoom call of teaching how to do marketing for about 15-20 minutes, and then we go into just Q&A for the next hour, and it's awesome to see people networking and growing their business and showing up and asking questions and taking action. And so if you want to, if you need any lights, you can go to christmaslights.io, or without the S. But now I've changed the front page. So if you go to christmaslights.io, my front page looks different. And so you can go get lights there. It is fast, free shipping over $399. Which will save you a lot in the end. And so if you need any lights, we ship from 3 different places across the country. We ship out of Indianapolis, we ship out of Dallas, and we ship out of Utah. And so that way, I ordered lights myself, testing the site. I ordered them one day, and the next day they showed up on my front porch. So it is definitely fast shipping. If you need anything, if you hit the little button down there, you can call that. It will text me, and I will hopefully get back to you pretty quickly. Or there's a phone number down there. If you want to know when I go live, so I go live, I send a text out. You can text the word light, LITE, to 855-619-5483. Also, you can text that number if you have any questions. If you have any questions, it comes straight to my phone, and you can text this number, you can call it. I prefer text, but if you like to if you want to talk to someone, I understand, because I'm actually that person. I like to talk to people. You can call me 855-619-5483, and I will help you in any way I can. And yes, I will be the one answering the phone, or it'll either be me or my assistant. And yes, I've had people gets done that I actually answer the phone. And yes, I teach what I believe, that if you're not answering the phone, then that's a problem. And that's a problem that you need to make sure that you're answering your phone. Employees to do good job versus micromanaging. In other words, what are a few things you like to see before you turn them loose or kind of loose? Having systems in place. Checklists and systems. If you don't have checklists and systems, how do they know what to do to make sure that they're doing it the same every time? And how are you inspecting what you expect? And if you have a checklist and you don't follow the checklist, they're not going to follow it. They're only going to do 80% what you do. So if you only do 80%, they're only going to do 60%. And the only person you can blame is you. So that's why it's important that you have a checklist and follow it so that they want to follow it. Been getting all my lights in less than 2 days shipped. Great job to your team. Thanks. Awesome. So with that, it is 10 o'clock. Go time. It is go time. It is time to start making money, and it can change your life. There's no reason you can't do 30 to 100 to $1 million a year doing Christmas lights. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. I love it. It's the most exciting thing. You can make people's day, and that's what it's all about. You can help make people's day amazing. And so with that, Go be great. Go be awesome and take action. See you all later.